All right, so in this video, I want to solve these quadratic trig equations, and I want to solve them between 0 and 2 pi. So let's start with the first one over here. This, as you can see, is a trinomial. So we need to factor it. But before we factor it, I'd like to replace the cos theta with an x just to make it a bit easier. So I would write this as 2x squared plus x minus 1 equals 0. Basically, I replace the cos theta with an x. So now it's a complex trinomial I can solve with my man method. So my m is going to be 2 times -1, which is -2. My a is just 1. And then two numbers that multiply to -2 and add to 1 are 2 and -1. Now I'll factor it. 2x squared plus 2x minus x minus 1 equals 0. Factor by grouping. So 2x, x plus 1 minus 1, x plus 1 equals 0. So 2x minus 1, x plus 1 equals 0. Now that I've factored it, I can state my solutions. Over here, x just equals 1 over 2, and over here, x just equals to -1. Now I can replace my x's back with cos theta. So cos theta equals to 1 over 2, and cos theta equals to -1. And now I have to solve these using my cast rule or my graphs. In this case, I'm using my cast rule. Cos is positive in A and C. To find the acute angle, you can do the cos inverse of 1 over 2, or you can use the special triangles, whichever way. It's just pi over 3. And then my two solutions, my first solution over here is just pi over 3. And my second solution is 2 pi minus pi over 3, which is 5 pi over 3. For this one over here, I can't use cast rule because it's -1, it's an exception. So for -1, you just want to use a cosine graph. This is what a cosine graph looks like between 0 and 2 pi, 1 and -1 over there. That's pi, and that's pi over 2 and 3 pi over 2. So where's cos theta equal to -1? You look over here, it's equal to -1 at x value of pi. So this solution is just theta equals to pi. 3 total solutions in this question: pi over 3, 5 pi over 3, and pi. Let's go to the second question. This one again is a trinomial, but we have things on different sides. So we want to move everything to one side and make sure that the sine squared term is positive. We want to move these two things to this side. So I have 2 sine square theta plus sine theta minus 1 equals 0. Now you do the same thing, you do man, but just by chance, you notice this question is the exact same as this one, but instead of cos, we have sine. So we know that we can just skip all the steps. We'll just have the same thing. We'll have sine theta equals 1 over 2, and sine theta equals -1. Now this is very rare, but just because it happened to be the same as this question, we could just replace the coses with the sine theta over here. Again, I'm solving this with my cast rule. Sine is positive in A and S. Find the acute angle. Again, you can do special triangles, or you can do the sine inverse of 1 over 2 in your calculator. If you get pi over 6 both ways. So my two solutions over here are pi over 6. And over here, it's pi minus pi over 6, which is 5 pi over 6. Solve for sine as -1. Again, we're going to use our sine graph. You can't use cast rule for this. Sine graph just looks like this. 2 pi 1 at the top, -1 at the bottom. So this point here, well, we know the middle over here is pi, which means this point has to be 3 pi over 2. So my third solution over here is theta equals 3 pi over 2, and again, 3 solutions for this question.